your roof hanging through all these rains?
I don't know.
Yes.
You got a new one, right?
So far, I guess brand new.
All right, well, you're gonna
Roofs
be
are
good.
expensive.
Yes, they are.
The one that stays Thursday the best?
3-layer, or no, it's years of architectural shingles and 2 layers of shake.
You're gonna have, I hope they
I could have
put,
built a house.
I hope they put lining down on the inside of its attic when they do
Like the rest of these kind of trees.
plastic.
So,
We did one at 6th Street House at Mom and Dad's, and it still creaked through there and it was just black stuff. I mean, they lined it, but it's still, you get some through the nail holes, and it's like ashes, like tar. Yeah, the shakes were completely gone. 2 layers of those.
In some places.
Wow. Had to fix a little here and there.
It would have been a tinder box. I wouldn't have known it was on fire for weeks.
Guess we got a quorum.
Or it would have went poof and been gone.
Smoldered for
Yeah.
a year.
the review that we're gonna have tonight is going to be a horseshoe. There's not gonna be.
Okay, so he needs to come.
So I've got, I guess, there was a guy on Main Street that noticed it's got
Here it comes.
junkyard backyard.
Representative Ford's
It's more like little trailers where Mr. Sullivan lives, and they used to live, used to work at the prison. Yeah, it's built, it's just on the south side of him, that place is full. It looks like Barbies, but you can't see it. I'm not kidding you.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. At this time, I would ask that everyone please rise. And Vanessa Dorman will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, we ask that you give us the patience and the wisdom to make good decisions tonight and always. And thank you for not letting any of these policemen be for me tonight. Amen.
What do you know?
You know they're not here for you.
You never know, you gotta leave.
You really don't know.
At least.
Roll call.
Dorman,
Here.
Stock,
Here.
Venable, Meadows,
Here.
Beach, Hurt, Carter,
Here.
Ehlers.
Here.
Hearing of citizens' comments. We have a very special presentation to make this evening, and a very special person is going to get an award. And at this time, I would like to ask Officer Eric Gross to please step forward. And I would also like to ask our honoree, Xavier Lewis, to please step forward. I'm going to come and kind of help you with the microphone and things. Let's come up here because they're going to be on TV. So, I'm sorry you. Okay.
Well, as she said, I'm Officer Gross. This is my partner over here, Carl Brown. He was with me on the day that we had the little incident. Pretty much, basically, to sum the story the easiest way, I'll just read the letter that we wrote to Xavier. The Boonville Police Department wishes to thank you for your great assistance in the apprehension of a suspect and the recovery of stolen property on September 3rd of this year. Your quick action and thinking were vital in the arrest of the subject and recovery of stolen property. Our officers stated that you pointed them in the right direction to the suspect's location and that you observed the suspect throw items from his vehicle, which he later recovered and turned into officers. We wish to commend you for your assistance and bestow on you the title of Honorary Patrolman with the Boonville Police Department. Also, during the event, I just wanted to say Xavier showed a lot of responsibility when he was directing us to where we needed to go. He stood at a safe distance. when I was trying to follow the guy, my radio traffic was a little choppy, probably because I was nervous and adrenaline's going. But Carl, Officer Brown, he followed and lost sight of me. Well, Xavion was standing on the corner, and he's directing Officer Brown the direction I traveled, so I could have backup at the appropriate time. So, again, I want to say thank you, Xavion.
They have some things to present.
Also, we have a plaque for Xavion. You're welcome. We also have a t-shirt for him. It's got the Boonville Police Department logo on it. It's got his name on it. Also on the back, it's got Police Kid.
Oh, that's cool.
Looks like it just not fit you. So it looks like we did good, right?
I think it is the right size.
Are you going to wear that to school tomorrow?
Also, we got a bunch of goodies.
And this is the proud mother over here. I think she deserves a lot of credit for raising us. Thank you very much. Thank you. You can go back now. Thank you. I know a lot of you attended just for that reason, so don't feel like you need to stay for the whole meeting. You certainly can. Police officers are the first out. Look at him. Okay, thank you very much. That was a very nice surprise. Thank you. Okay, any other public comments? That's a tough one to beat. I don't think anybody can follow that one up. Okay. We'll move along to approval of the minutes of the September 6th council meeting. Those were in your packet, and you've had time to look those over. Are there any additions or corrections to those? Hearing none, they will stand as presented. Consent items, we have none this evening. Presentation of accounts and claims. Teresa, when you are ready.
Ordinance appropriating money. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Boonville as follows. Section 1. For the purpose of paying salaries and various accounts against the City of Boonville, which have been allowed by the Council at the regular meeting thereof on September 19th, 2016, the sum of $636,555.93. General Fund. $283,471.60. Sanitation, $21,093.55. CIP tax, $6,603.87. Waterworks, $48,689.48. Capital projects, $81,508.99. Wastewater, $63,004.20. Tourism, $4,442.88. Gaming, $106,023.17. Parks and Water, $21,718.19. Section 2. The accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $636,555.93, being the total amount of money above appropriated. Section 3. This ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage. First reading on September 19th, 2016. Read for the second time this 19th day of September 2016, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading, title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance.
Thank you, Becky. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Morris. Roll call.
Dorman.
Yes.
Stock.
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Ehlers.
Yes.
Unfinished business, item A, second reading.
I hate to interrupt,
Oh.
but we had another person for public comments. who didn't
Oh.
catch.
I
We
didn't
catch
realize
that.
that's when I needed to call.
We didn't catch
Oh, I'm sorry.
sorry.
Okay.
You mind if I-
Well, we'll just pause and ask that you come
Thank you so much.
to the microphone. And we ask that you do state your name and sign in and put what ward you live in.
My name is Susan Bledsoe. You've all seen me here before, but this is on my own behalf this time.
Okay.
I'm actually here on behalf of several neighbors of mine and myself and my significant other, James Hurd. We are having a serious problem in our neighborhood with one of our neighbors. One of the biggest issues, there's multiple issues, but the biggest issue is noise. And we have called the police, I can't tell you how many hundreds of times, I think, it feels like, between myself and everybody else. And it seems like nothing's getting done. Now, the police show up. I happen to know several times they have been issued summons because James has made sure of that. I've gone down to the police station and I've actually signed complaints and everything else. Bobby has assured me the other day that they're getting forwarded onto the prosecutor, but for some reason, nothing is being done. I know these people have been pulled over for driving without licenses. I have the inside track there, you know. And yet nothing is getting done beyond the police department. They're doing their job, we're doing our job as citizens and the neighbors. Why are we not getting anything done beyond that? Why are we being subjected to dogs barking all night long, to loud music? You know, why are we being subjected to this? And we can't go on their property. The day they moved in, there was a major fiasco between a couple of neighbors, and it was made abundantly clear that if anybody steps on that property, we'll all be hauled off to jail for trespassing. So our only recourse is the police department. And if they're doing their job and passing on the information, and they're writing the summonses, then that puts it in the prosecutor's lap, and I hate to say it, but I don't know any other way to, I mean, your all's lap, because he answers to you guys. So what are we supposed to do? Where else do we go and what do we do to solve this problem? Because personally, if I have bad hearing. And if I can hear the dogs barking all night long over 2 TVs and James two rooms away laughing his fool head off, there's a problem. So I'm just very frustrated, and we all are.
Okay. We will make a note of it. We are working on some things along that line, so we'll note
Okay,
that.
and several people will probably know who the neighbors are. Bobby definitely knows who the neighbors are. And I am more than available, even though I'm only here part-time, because I have a secondary residence in South Dakota. I'm more than available 24/7 if anybody has any questions.
Okay. Did you write your phone number
I
on
did.
that sheet of paper?
I
Okay,
did.
very good. Okay.
So,
Thank you, Susan.
thank you.
Sorry we missed you on the first round.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just didn't catch it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so are we at unfinished business? Second reading of bill number 2016-027, authorizing execution of a quitclaim deed for transfer of real estate known as K Barracks to the Bloomslick Community Development Corporation.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing execution of a quitclaim deed for transfer of real estate known as K Barracks to the Boonslick Community Development Corporation for purposes of effecting the site cleanup in preparation for demolition of the structure.
Morris?
Make a motion this be approved.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mike seconds it. Any questions or comments? Becky?
Comment. I was contacted today by Laura Gramlich, who indicated she had talked to the Alumni Association and wanted us to know that they have no complaints or no problems with this action.
Okay. So everyone will remember when we did this on the admin building, this is the precursor to demolition.
Yes.
And K Barracks is the newest building, which kind of sits behind everything else. So kind of need that space for some other things, so. Any other questions or comments? I'm glad to hear they.
Yeah, they're in support.
Okay.
Is it mainly just the space, or is the building just really also bad?
Well, this is, of course, the cleanup, not the demo, so it'll come up multiple more times, but I don't know. In my opinion, the building's probably physically and economically obsolescent. And I don't know that it ever has a use, particularly given that there's another 150, 200,000 square feet down there, which we have no idea what to do with anyway.
I like the looks of it.
Okay. Okay, any other comments? Roll call.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Ayers.
Yes.
New business, item A, first reading of bill number 2016-028, removing a one-way traffic restriction going westbound on Chestnut Street between 6th and Main.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, removing the restriction to one-way traffic going westbound on Chestnut Street between the North and South Alley, mid-block between 6th and Main Streets and Main Street, and opening to two-way traffic flow, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Okay. Item B, first and second reading of bill number 2016-029, authorizing execution of state grant with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for airport improvements.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, authorizing execution of a state block grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, MHTC, to secure funding for airport improvements. Whereas the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission has been selected by the Federal Aviation Administration to administer federal funds for airport improvements under a state block grant program. And whereas, in order to secure the city's entitlement funding for the tree removal project at Jesse Vertle Memorial Airport, the attached state block grant agreement must be executed by the city no later than September 30th, 2016. And whereas the attached agreement, marked Exhibit A, provides for the maximum allocation of state block grant funds available to the city for this project, which amount is subject to modification based on actual project costs, and obligates the city, among other things, to furnish up to 10% of actual project costs for the airport improvements up to $5,786.00. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Boonville, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that the City of Boonville, Missouri hereby authorizes the mayor to execute on its behalf the state block grant agreement with the MHTC attached hereto as Exhibit A, and incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. Section 2, that this ordinance authorizing the agreement is effective immediately, and the attached and executed agreement shall take effect and be in full force from and after both parties have signed it. First and second reading, September 19th, 2016. Read for the second time and passed its 19th day of September 2016, after a copy of this ordinance and referenced agreement have been made available for public inspection prior to its first reading.
Second reading, title only.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, authorizing execution of a state block grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, MHTC, to secure funding for airport improvements.
Mayor, I make a motion this be approved.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Becky. Any questions? Morris?
What all is this going to detail?
Pardon?
What all is it going to detail out there?
There are a number of trees on the airport property and adjoining the airport property that have grown so tall, they're in the flight zones and so forth. And they, I guess, constitute an obstruction in their words. So this isn't the entire amount of the project, actually. The project's over $100,000, but it's coming from multiple sources. This particular grant is going to expire in a couple of months. So it's obligating that money, so it's still usable. We bid the project. There's some issues with the bid and the bidder, which haven't been resolved. So this sort of obligates the money and keeps us in the mix on it. It doesn't solve the tree problem completely. I'll just be up front. It's kind of what's on our property that we control. There's some other trees out there that are not on our property Some particularly that are on the other side of I-70 that are probably a significant problem, and there's no evident solution to that.
Okay.
Because they're sitting right on somebody's property, which they have a home. So, but this is a start.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Dorman,
Yes.
Stock,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Ayers.
Yes.
Report of standing committees, street, alley, and sanitation. Susan?
Mayor, that meeting was held, and we discussed the one-way traffic restriction on Walnut between Main and Fourth, and it was decided to hold off and see how traffic flow goes with the opening of Casey's. And then, as we've already heard, discussion about the one-way traffic restriction between on Chestnut between 6th and Main Streets.
Okay. Any questions for Susan?
What was that about Walnut Street? They're going to make it one way, or?
No, there was discussion of the idea because of some traffic flow issues, but the commission decided to wait and see how it's affected once Casey's was open. Whether or not, because of the parking on both sides of the street was sometimes causing problems.
Yeah. Because it's,
That
because
was
that
just-
business there, it's kind of hard to get.
That's just between Main and Fourth, though, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It actually is pretty, since the other place moved down there, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. So you might keep an eye on it when you're out and about, driving around at different times of the day, and
Yeah.
let Susan know what you think about that. Tourism Commission, and Ned is not here, and they did have a meeting. I don't know. Kate, were you there? Did you? Okay. Okay. Did anyone have any questions after reading it? Okay. Historic Preservation Board, Vanessa?
No meeting.
Okay. Report of city officials, city administrator, Earl?
I don't have anything tonight, Mayor.
Mayor, I have nothing. City councilor?
No report, thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Economic development, Dr. Gann.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My report is on page 41, and I'll just take you through a couple items. Under Section 2B, Project Tito is a project that we've been working on for quite some time. The exchange of information continues with more information exchange as late as today. The indication that we've received is that they're going to make their next, so we're currently in a pool of 5 remaining sites for this project. They indicated that by the end of the month they would probably make their next round. So we've been fully engaged with them, and hopefully we'll make that round. Item 2D, Project K. We had a second site visit from this company last Friday. I think the visit went swimmingly, but we'll see what develops from that. And there are multiple sites still in that, but as I said, the visit went really well, and I think the owner of the company was intrigued by the possibilities that the bakery would create for what they want to produce. So anyway, I did pitch to a company. I'm on 3A. I did pitch a company to inhabit. It would be D Barracks at the Kemper campus. Again, that company I think was intrigued. I think all I really accomplished though was planting some seeds, thinking about the future for that company, but really liked the amenities. Parking, of course, was going to be an issue, but liked having the Y there, the IT program at State Fair. Those were all very important things, as well as the park-like setting. So I have been trying to actively market that. On page 42, 8 for the Kemper campus is kind of just a follow-up of that. And then on item 9, the first section there, since the IDA is, the Industrial Development Authority is transitioning from a more passive role to a more active role in economic development, the group has been working really hard on process, procedures, kind of codifying some things. So we have a lot of work that we're doing on what programs we need to ask for from you and the county, what other tools we want to put in the economic development toolbox, those kinds of things. So you'll likely be seeing me back making some requests on their behalf at some point. And then I've already communicated with city staff about outlining a memorandum of understanding about what we should be able to offer with the city's permission with regards to waiving of fees, those kinds of things when we have a credible economic development project. So anyway, some sausage being made there on process, but we are actively working on that. The kind of related to that a little bit is on page 43 begins an article from Dean Barber. Dean Barber is a site selection consultant. I follow his blog. Dean has been to Boonville before when Moberly was your economic developer. And anyway, just by reference, on page 44, you'll see a highlighted section there that says most manufacturers want and expect to have access to training for workers, typically in a community college setting. That's almost a given these days. So when you think about the bigger vision for the Kemper campus and State Fair's involvement, and I tell you that I think that that's an important aspect of our local strategy. Anyway, this blog seemed to reinforce that. So other than that, we did have a visit for the Ameren charging station on 9/2. I think that's moving forward. Is that right, Katie? So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, but those are the highlights that I wanted to cover. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. City Clerk, Teresa?
I had nothing this evening.
Building inspector's report was submitted in the packet, and you've had a chance to read that. Miscellaneous. Anyone have any miscellaneous this evening?
I have a question. What is becoming of the golf course? Just update or?
Okay. Well, the closing on that will be in November 31st. Is that the date, or
On
the
or
end?
before. On or before.
Sometime towards the end of November. We have the agreement that everyone saw. I think council approved it. At this point, we have, the golf committee has selected some people from an RFP that went out and interviewed them for management positions. So it's just a process, and it's moving along. So.
Process for management?
Yes.
Okay, there are people who applied to do that?
Yes. And they have come to town and been interviewed. And we'll be meeting to narrow that down and start doing some number crunching and that sort of thing.
And there's a committee of golf people that are?
Just like the soccer committee, it was
Okay.
appointed at the same time.
Okay.
And I can't tell you off the top of my head, but also since that committee was formed, Baron Fuller has joined the committee since so much of the Isla Capri, that pot of money was used.
Yeah.
We felt like we needed to have him on that committee, and he very eagerly said that he would be glad to sit in on that. So he's been sitting in on the interview process.
I just hadn't heard him.
Yeah. There's not been a lot, we're just narrowing it down for management at this point. And anything else on that?
Not at this time.
Okay. Any other miscellaneous? Susan's over here all by herself.
It's lonesome.
Kind of lonesome over there. Okay. Well, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
It's kind of amazing how they're taking to get people. I certainly have to get permission from any information from the state.
Yeah.
From the states, that would take 2 years.
The biggest impact is Chester. I guess they employ 100 people in Chester.
Oh, for the corporate, I can't. I did not even St. Louis. Yeah, that, I don't know where they sell the auto place.